chaos.
So from where we started in the year, I thought it was going to be a lot more normal market. Not normal, but
steady,
predictable.
And they said it was going to get better, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I hate the word unpredictable.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like what we were saying last year, and now because of that orange guy, we're back to being unpredictable again.
Still unpredictable.
And every time he opens his mouth, something new happens.
Well, I it's predictable in that it will be unpredictable.
Yes.
Yeah, their consistency is there,
Yeah.
and that there's no rhyme or reason, and that some stuff is still multiples, some stuff is sitting for like 8 months, 9 months, off and on.
But it's also like, still the same things, right? If you're going to price it badly, whether we're in this market or a different market, it's not going to work.
Yeah. No,
that is true for any market, actually. Yes, you should always be making sure you're pricing right. And I think that's probably the key, is that there's still buyers in the market right now. You guys are still getting offers out on properties. We're still getting offers on our listings, but only when they're priced right.
Yeah. And the product that is out there, in years past, when it was faster, you could put anything and it would go. Whereas I'm finding that if you don't have a quality product, so your home has been upgraded or well maintained, it's no longer about how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and what's the lot size. It's so much more. It's the quality of the property, the location, how much more money am I going to have to dump into it.
Right.
So if you're pricing from years past and you're sitting, likely there's a few things that need to be taken care of, adjusting your price or maybe more maintenance on your home, whether it be windows or the roof or the furnace or paint. Which in years past was less of a concern. It's a better product, but it would still have sold. Whereas now,
like a few years ago, it would have, doesn't matter what it looked like when you were coming in with no conditions at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where now it's like you can walk into a home and say, wow, this is really dated. This is going to cost me another $150,000 to bring it up. And I'm not paying the same price as a brand new property that's competing for the difference of $150,000.
Right. Yeah.
Which is challenging. So in terms of where are we at in the market, if we had a crystal ball, we'd all be rich and not here. So we don't have a trajectory to go on. We're just sort of trying to use statistics and data to help guide us.
Yeah.
Recent sales, and those are the things that we're leaning on.
And crossing your fingers really, really, really hard.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I listened to a podcast this morning, and it was based on condos, but I think that it's something that we should probably look to do is devise some sort of, this was an acronym, and it's STAMP is the acronym that they used. But I think that we should actually be something that we can do as a team, sit down and kind of think about what are the things that we think are going to make not a perfect sale, but actually make something saleable. And so the example was, for condos, as long as you have 4 or 5 of these are checked off out of the 5 letters of stamp.
Okay,
so 5 letters of stamp.
Yeah.
If you have 4 of the 5, the chances are you're going to have a sale and you're going to have it in a reasonable amount of time for a good price, that sort of thing, with the least amount of stress, as we always try to do for sellers. But, so the acronym was size, tenancy, asking price, maintenance fees, and parking. So those were the 5 things when it comes to condos. Yeah. So as long as you had 4 of the 5, or 5 of the 5, it obviously is going to make it more saleable. Size,
right?
So anything under a certain square footage is probably not selling, right? Bedrooms, size, that sort of thing. Yeah. Tenancy, anything that's, and we're noticing that here even still. If something's tenanted, nobody wants it.
It's challenging.
We have more end users than we have investors, so that's important. Asking price, obviously, that's the most important thing, I think, at any given time. Yeah. And then when we're dealing with condos, maintenance fees, if it's too high, that's going to affect something. And then parking, if it doesn't have parking, that is also going to be a huge risk.
Yeah. Well, especially further out. I mean, thankfully we are getting the SkyTrain coming closer, so that it's more accessible. But the further east you go, if you don't have that parking, because everybody needs to be driving everywhere.
Well, the place that we sold in White Rock, the little condo there, it came with 1 parking, and they were adamant they wanted 2. And so we looked into whether or not they could rent. And so quite a few places will rent them for a certain amount. And so that's what they did.
But that does throw a bit of a wrench in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what if they can't? And what if, it's only for a certain amount of time?
Yeah. But I think that premise, though, is something that is why some things are selling, is when you think about all those 5 things. So if we were kind of thinking about a detached house or a townhouse, you know, what's the asking price? Is obviously going to always be the bottom line.
Yeah.
But what are the features? Is it finished nicely? Have you taken care of it? So it, even though it's not maintenance fees, has the maintenance on the home been maintained?
Yeah, right.
Have you kept that up? And is there decent parking? Because even for a detached house, actually, we've got clients looking right now, and a garage is important, but some of these laneway houses don't have a garage.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that are sitting, and I think the ones that have a garage are going to be the ones that go. So I think that's something that is worth it for us.
Well,
as
in
a team
certain
too.
neighborhoods too, right? That have
Absolutely.
like that you can't park.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
get
it's just
there,
very
if you get there
dense.
past 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're done.
because of
Like
the
there's no
suites.
parking. Yeah.
And I do find it's not even necessarily the aesthetic. Like, I know that I had mentioned that sometimes it's the, like, having to update it.
Yeah.
I find it's the major maintenance items that are actually a bigger deterrent. So if you look at a house and you're like, oh, the windows, the roof, the furnace, no AC, like those, not that you have to get AC, but in comparison to some of the ones that come on, it's like, okay, well, I can paint it, I can garden it, like
Right.
I can change the aesthetic, but those other big ticket items are regular maintenance items that at end of life should have been replaced or repaired or changed. And I'm finding that's, there's quite a few
You're finding that. You're seeing more?
properties
Yeah.
listed that are like, it's a great build, but nothing's been done to it. So you're like, oh, okay, well, you're tacking on a significant cost at that point.
So whether or
And
not you
they're
want to move on.
And they're asking
top price.
top
Yeah.
price, 2023 pricing, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have to wonder, and I know this isn't ideal, and I don't want to shit talk my colleagues because they're really great ones out there, who's guiding the sale. You know, we are hired to provide information that is effective for them. But if the agent is taking the property on and listing at client pricing just on a whim, especially in a market where it's kind of feast or famine, you have to wonder, are they doing justice for their client? Like, where are they coming up with these numbers?
Or are they just doing what their client
is telling them to
Yes.
do, which I get it, you want to be accommodating, but
Yeah.
then you're being ineffective, which in turn is
Bad for your
making it
client.
harder for the rest of us when we're providing statistics and recent sales and numbers, and they're going, well, they sold in 2023 for X price, and you're like, well, hello, it's 2026, so your trajectory is downward if you keep on this path.
There was
So-
also that one that, remember we looked at that they were asking way, like just
Astronomical.
like just craziness. And so I actually called and I said, like, why are you asking this? How do you think that you can
justify
and,
this?
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, my clients bought it in 2023 and so they want to be able to make their
Recoup.
money back. And I'm like, well,
It sucks and
there's
you
nothing
feel
to do.
awful.
Yeah.
But the people that are now buying have to qualify for that property. And the banks don't like it because they're looking at what actually sold. And so if you've got somebody who is trying to move upward and they can sell their townhouse for X or they can sell their smaller detached for Y, whatever you're asking for needs to be in line with that so that they can qualify. Even if they wanted to pay $300,000 over what the actual valuation of it is, the banks won't give it to them.
Right.
And I think that is that piece sometimes that's missing, where it's this feeling part and not the, you know, to effect the sale, what do I need to do to make it happen? Like, how is somebody coming in going to qualify? Because the equity that they're bringing with them is not even anywhere close to what is needed to move forward with that purchase.